Every single emotion revolves around money. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. This is Tony with the Intentional Trade. A lot of you have been invited to this event, kind of our end of year event that we're having. These AHA sessions that we have are a kind of a weekly group mentoring program. And I came up with this a while back because we had this mentoring program that we used to have that we've now kind of revamped, and now it's a peer mentoring program. But what happened was, is I was those of you that don't know, I was a struggling trader. I struggled for a long time and was getting absolutely nowhere. I lost a lot of money and went through pretty much the same struggles as most other traders that eventually fail. Just before quitting, I managed to figure some things out, and my trading started to get better, and I started gaining some traction. So I started trading. I was trading with a group of friends, and they said, "Hey, suddenly you're calling out trades that aren't losing like you used to. In fact, they're winning quite a bit. What have you changed? What's different?" And so I started teaching them what I was doing different and what had changed. And first, it related to the trading and the trade setups that I was doing on my own. And then I started realizing that I was teaching them a lot of things that I had learned through this process that had nothing directly to do with trading itself, meaning, executing the trades and the trade setups and things like that, but had to do a lot more with my personality, my approach to trading, the things that I thought were important with trading and then realized were not important, and vice versa. So I kept getting questions on, how can I do what you're doing? Why suddenly you're so much better trader? What's different? So I kept getting these questions while we were trading together, and so I thought, I'm going to create a program for them, and I'm going to create this mentoring program so that I can help them in a structured environment. So I thought back on all of the things that I could figure started kind of changing the way I was approaching trading. And that's what these aha moments are. Okay, these are the moments where I had an epiphany that allowed me to take a step forward in trading, to kind of take it to that next level. And ultimately, these epiphanies, these ahas, open the door to more epiphanies and ahas. You kind of got to get out of your own way sometimes before you can actually see what's going on. And so that's what I did. And I realized that as I was trying to create this training program, I realized that these ahas were very important. Some of them were very important in and of themselves, and were like a thunderbolt or lightning strike or something like that. And some of them were just these little things that were just kind of floating around out there that I didn't even notice, like a little gnat or something, but ultimately were very important in the whole process. So this is what I talk about here. Now, these AHA sessions are not intended to teach you how to trade, okay? As far as how to use indicators to find setups to then execute trade setups and all the mechanics of trading. Okay, I consider that the easiest part of trading. Okay, the mechanics of trading. That's the easy part, and that's the stuff that most people want to work on because they don't understand that there is a lot of other things in trading that are essential to being a successful trader. Okay, and we come into trading not understanding. Now you see these things with the Karate Kid, and most of us have seen this movie, and if you haven't, you need to watch it. The original. I didn't see the newer version, but the original Karate Kid, he, just for get you guys up to speed that don't know the story, he got his butt kicked by some kids in the neighborhood. This little Asian man jumped in and saved him using karate. So this Daniel goes to the Asian man and says, "I want to learn karate." And to Daniel, karate meant kicking and punching, right? Because that's what you see. That's what's obvious. Karate is all about kicking and punching and fighting. So that's what he thinks he wants to learn. Just like placing trades and managing those trades is what you think you want to learn when you're out there looking for trading education. Fact of the matter is, you've got other things that you need to learn way before you learn that stuff, which is exactly what Mr. Miyagi was doing when he was teaching Daniel karate. Eventually, Daniel thinks, well, Mr. Miyagi's just taking advantage of me. All I'm doing is a bunch of work on this guy's house, and I'm out of here. And Mr. Miyagi then had to show him, you know what? You have been learning karate. You just didn't know you needed to know it. So this is the way I taught it to you. So this, for those of you that remember the result of the lessons, this is it in the original Karate Kid movie. All right, so yeah, I know it's a little corny, but I can't think of a better way for you to understand that you guys need a lot more. There's a lot more to understanding what it is that you're trying to do to create a foundation of success, okay, to build from. And that's ultimately what Mr. Miyagi was doing for Daniel. He was building this foundation of success for him to grow from. Okay, so we're going to do that today, and today we're going to talk about money. Money, turns out, is the thing that kept me from being successful at trading. Okay, not the lack of money. Of course, we all think, well, if you don't have money or you're not making money, then you're not successful at trading. When I was trading, I was completely unable to manage my emotions. Okay, you always hear about, people that are struggling with their trading. You're out there looking for answers, and one of the answers, one of the first things that you find is that you've got to trade like a machine. You cannot be an emotional trader. And so the thought is, okay, well, I need to learn how to manage my emotions. Seems logical, right? So I need to get into this trade, and regardless of the emotions that I'm having during the trade, I need to just move ahead and stay with the trade, even though I'm losing a bunch of money. The setup rules and everything says this trade's going to be a winner. I need to just stick with that trade. Okay. So there's all these emotions that are going on while you're watching your money, go out the door. Of course, I would do everything wrong because the emotions would always get the better of me for whatever reason. So I was constantly trying to have these conversations with myself saying, look, dummy, you've got to manage your emotions. Stop being emotional. Trade like a machine. But I couldn't. I failed and failed and failed at managing my emotions. And then one of these ahas that I had one day, one of these epiphanies, was that my emotions weren't the problem. Emotions are not the problem. If you ever think you can trade without emotions, you need to do something else, because you can't do anything without emotions. All right? You will have emotions during trading. So rather than trying to manage my emotions, I realized that the problem was the emotions weren't the problem, but the result of a different problem, okay? A symptom of a different problem. So managing the emotions wasn't addressing the core of the problem, but simply the symptom of a problem. Now, it seems pretty obvious in hindsight, but all emotions about trading, during trading, revolve around money. Every single emotion revolves around money. That was a big aha for me when I had this period of introspection, and I realized if money weren't involved in trading, would I be a different trader? So I want you to look at this picture, and I want you to answer to yourself. I want you to think about this. What does that picture mean to you? what, you have this in front of you. Okay, you're not looking. Let's say you're not looking at a picture. You have this stack of money in front of you. Okay, what does it mean to you? What does it? Think about it. You can close your eyes maybe, and what does it smell like? What does it feel like to touch it? What emotions are involved when you look at it? They put people in MRI machines and they do brain scans of them looking at piles of money, and the brain just lights up. But why? This is a pile of nasty, smelly paper. And that's what it is. It's a piles of paper. So we associate it to something. But for us, unfortunately, if trading becomes about money and you think about money while you're trading, you're going to be struggling with emotions. I realized I had an unhealthy relationship with money. It made me do irrational things, or things that I knew I shouldn't be doing as it related to trading, but I would do it anyway because of the either fear of losing or the greed of having or whatever. Now, if you think about it, it's not just trading that does this. Money, when it's the focus of your existence, causes good people to do bad things. Okay? You've heard money is the root of all evil. And it makes people do things that they didn't even think they were capable of. It will certainly make you lie to yourself, right? So when it comes to trading and managing your trading, you will certainly lie to yourself to justify decisions because of money. Okay? And it will make you do all kinds of horrible things and make horrible decisions because you cannot control those emotions. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done or think you can do. You can try it. And I'll give that to you, every one of you that choose to try to manage your emotions. I mean, good for you. But I was unable to, and I suspect you'll always be unable to manage your emotions and to trade successfully because of those emotions if money is part of what you're doing every single day. It makes your heart race. It makes your palms sweat. It gets you excited. It gets you depressed. It gets you anxious. It makes you feel smart. It makes you feel stupid. It makes you feel sexy. It gives you all of this. This is money. Unfortunately, has this power over us, and it's nothing more than a piece of paper. Now, here's how I want you to reframe the whole money thing. You're all of you are gonna say, okay, yes, but I'm here to make money at trading. Of course you are. The thing that's different though about trading and any other business or job is that with the business or job that you've had, you have other things to focus on. Money is the net result of doing a good job. Okay? If you have a job, you get to keep your job and come back next week and do it again, and you get paid for doing that good job. So while you're doing that good job, are you focused every minute of every day on money? Now, with trading, every time price ticks up or down, you're thinking about money, aren't you? But if you were a construction worker and you've got to go frame out a wall, your job isn't, well, every 2x4 I put in that wall, I'm going to make $1.25. So I'm going to go and I'm going to lay this wall out, and here, oh, there's a nail, there's some money. There's another nail, you don't work that way. What you do is you build the wall according to code, and you build the wall as quickly as you can, as efficiently as you can, so you get to keep your job, so you come back next week and get to do it again. So although it's all about making money, it cannot be the focus of your intention the entire time you're doing it. It will just wear you out. So here's what I want you to do. Starting tomorrow, let's remove money from your trading. Let's remove emotions. This is what we do with our traders that are in our Einstein and VIP program. And also, we have a big focus on this in our mentoring program. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is be honest with yourself. Take a few minutes to sit down, put your phone down, just sit quietly somewhere and start thinking about your relationship with money. I realized that my relationship with money was really not very good. It caused me a lot of pain and anxiety, a lot of heartache, a lot of stress as I thought about money. Okay. It didn't give me a lot of pleasure because my relationship with money, particularly as it related to trading, was that I had lost a lot of it. I was continuing to lose more of it, and I was unable to get it back. So it was a very negative relationship. Okay, I kept trying hard. I kept looking for answers on YouTube and on trading forums and with new indicators and more monitors and more of everything. But it all boiled down to my really bad relationship with money. Now, a lot of you have been in this VIP program for a while. So you're getting either much better at it or you're already very good at it, removing money from your trading. Okay. But we all tend to fall back on our natural instincts. We drop our guard, particularly in trading, because we have this thing in trading where we think all I need to do is learn it and then everything will be easy after that. But it's the learning part that's hard. So once I get really good at it, I'll understand it and then it's going to be easy street from that point forward, which is pretty much like a professional athlete saying, once I learn how to catch a football, I don't really have to work at it anymore. It's going to be easy. I just got to learn how to run the route and catch the football every time it's thrown at me. Okay, easy. Okay, it's absolutely not easy and will never be easy if you don't keep working at it. And we tend to fall back on our natural instincts. All right, everything will be fine. Wait, I get this all the time. Everything will be going along fine, and then suddenly it's not fine anymore. And I get the emails from our students and our traders and stuff. It's like, Tony, I was doing great for months. And now I'm not anymore. What happened? And I always have the same questions. How much have you been practicing? And how much are you thinking about money? And as it turns out, both of them kind of dropped and fell off the radar as far as, you know, making sure you're not thinking about money anymore and you're getting all your practice time in. Okay. Sure enough, almost everybody that does well and then starts struggling, money has become part of the issue again. So analyze your relationship with money, particularly as it relates to trading. One of the very first things I did when I was struggling and I had this whole idea of removing money from my trading and make it more of a job, like I was any other job, turn trading into just a job, right? From the time I sit down to the time I get up to leave, it's never about money. Money is the net result of doing a good job. Okay, that's it. That's the only thing that money had to do with the trading. And the trading was just doing a good job. Okay, and your job is described in your trade plan. Okay. So I use Trading Domes. Some people like to use Chart Trader to keep track of things. I like to use Trading Domes. And on the Trading Domes, you have the ability to see how much money you've made that day. And man, would I live and die by whether it was green or red and how green or red it was. And I would focus on how much money I either had or had not made that day. And it either brought me great joy or great depression or fear or anxiety. So I realized that my I couldn't quit looking at that. Okay. So my very first thing was I turned that off, and I didn't make it ticks or anything. I just turned it off. If you can't turn it off, just pull it off the bottom of the screen so you can't see it. Don't let your results of your previous trades affect your next trades. And you will do that if you've either made a lot of money or lost a lot of money, or any. Your win-loss will affect your next trade. It just will. Okay? So I decided, instead of counting money, my mission was to make sure I managed trades to the plan, to my trade plan, which is a whole different aha session that we'll have here. Okay? Don't count money. Money is just the net result. We don't care about that from trade to trade. We only want to count wins and losses of trades that were managed to their logical conclusion, making sure that you got into the trade according to your rules, you manage the trade according to your rules, and you exit the trade according to your rules. Okay? So for me, now that I've actually been doing this for almost 10 years now, I don't count the money. I count wins and losses. The money takes care of itself. My goal each day is to have net 3 winning trades or net 3 losing trades. Okay? So that means net 3 means, let's say I lose the first trade. I have to win the next 4 trades. And then I stop trading with real money, put that money in the bank. Nobody can take that away from me. And I then finish the trading session in sim. And I do the same thing on losses, on losing days. If I have a net 3 losers, say my first 3 trades were losers, loser, loser, loser. I stop trading live at that point. I finish the trading session in sim. Okay, that's my rule, and that has really worked out well for me and a lot of other people in our trade room. I have, you get your daily statements from your brokerage, right? And they come in every day at the end of the trading day. And they, the brokerage is nice enough to send you a statement every day. I thought I was obligated to look at it every day. Of course, I looked at it every day, and it just ate me alive because I had more money before the day. Typically, I had more money in my trading account before the day started than when the day ended. Now, occasionally, I'd want to stare at it when I knew I had a good day, and I'd want to see the bigger numbers or the positive numbers. But ultimately, it was all causing me a problem. It was causing me more emotions and more stress and more anxiety. So I quit looking at my daily statements. I know a lot of you can't believe that, but I haven't. Honestly, I haven't looked at a daily statement in. I may have looked at one in the last 6 months to look up what a fee was on something, how much a fee was. But I have those daily statements go directly into I have a box, an email box that those go into. I don't even look at them. The monthly statements I will occasionally look at if my bookkeeper says, hey, you need to look at this. Then I will occasionally look at those, but not because I want to know how much money I did or didn't make. Okay? I've taken money out of the equation so that it clears the way for me to just do my job. Now, I think about this. When my previous profession, I was a contractor, and I had in my office next to me was my bookkeeper, and we actually shared there was just a door between our 2 offices, and the door was always open. So I often think about the fact that allowed me, separating myself from the money on a daily basis and giving that job to somebody else cleared the way for me to do my job, to make sure that my customers were happy, my employees had what they needed, that the suppliers had done what they were supposed to do, that, all of the things that make the business successful, I was able to focus on. And that if there was anything out of the ordinary that needed to be addressed, the bookkeeper would ultimately get my attention on that. But I divided up my construction business into individual responsibilities. Watching the money is one of those. We have an entire AHA series dedicated to running your trading as a business and dividing up the responsibilities. So all of you VIPs and Einsteins will get to participate in those sessions as they come up. We do these every Wednesday at 12:15 noon. Okay. And once I started thinking about trading as a business and dividing up the responsibilities, it was much easier for me to then kind of unwind all of the things that you have to think about and simply focus on your job as the lead trader of your business. The money people worry about the money. Your job is to worry about the trading. Okay? So the ultimate goal for you is to never think about money while you're trading, ever. That comes later. If you need to look at money or think about money or do whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself feel better, do it after trading. While you're trading, forget about money. You've got a job to do, and that is to identify the edge that is part of your trade plan that you're looking for in your trading. If you don't have a good trade plan, or you don't have a good trading system, or your trading system's too complicated or cumbersome, or you haven't been able to prove that it really does have an edge, come see us. We have all that for you. We're 10 years into this. We already have a trading system that has a very strong edge. It has such a strong edge that execution is really what we work at, not finding and figuring out good trades to take. We already know all of that. Like I said when we started this, that's the easy part of trading. The hard part is all of this emotional stuff, all of these things that you need to know that you didn't know you need to do. Okay? So we've got let's see, this guy has been is relatively new with us, and he's been learning about all of this stuff. And I wanted to bring it up because Guy is very vocal in the trade room about these things that he's been learning along the way. So we have a number of people in here with us today. Graham and let's see, Kevin. I haven't seen you in a long time. Tim is also very new with us. Has been doing. Oh, wait, what? So we've got a bunch of traders in here with us today that have been able to remove that evil from their trading, or they're working at it, and they're working at it very hard, and it becomes very obvious because we all share our trades in the trade room, winners and losers and stuff, and we get to share those things with each other, and it's very obvious to see people get the ahas. They start seeing that, oh, if I think of it this way, if I do it this way, the results are so much better. So if you need help with that stuff, we're here to help. Hopefully this whole idea of reframing money and rethinking how it is that you're approaching trading, if you can remove money from trading, I promise you, it's going to become less stressful, and you're going to become more focused on what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Okay? Any other questions? Or any questions? Not other questions, any questions? Connor said he's got a special for a few of you here that um, might be interested in an end of year special for kind of our end of year Christmas special. Um, so he put a special together for you if you were interested. Um, yeah, and if you got questions at the bottom of every slide, you've got our email address, support@theintentionaltrader.com. You can also hit us up on the website. We're there a lot of during the day. So we're happy to help you any way we can. I hope you've enjoyed this AHA session. We have them every week, um, and for our Einstein members. So come and join us. And if you don't have any questions, we'll call it a day. And appreciate you coming. Thanks, everybody.